Can I tell you a secret about Resident Evil 4 Remake? It is hard. It is so hard that it could mentally and physically turn you into a werewolf. In 2004, the United States government sent one of its most capable agents to rule Spain on what was described as retrieval mission, and what Spain had prepared for as something else entirely. Leon Student Kennedy, government agent, man who has personally dismantled more biological disasters than any human being should encounter in one lifetime, arrived in Europe dressed like a student. Leon Student Kennedy had looked at the available holiday destinations, reviewed the options, and selected rural Spain specifically because the brochure described it as having a rich cultural heritage and authentic local experiences. The brochure had not elaborated on what the local experiences involved.
And bye-bye. Oh shit!
The mission: retrieve Ashley Graham, daughter of the president, who had also visited this region independently and was by all accounts having a wonderful time.
Go merchant, shoot them, you are the best!
This is the story of Leon Sexy Kennedy's Europe tourism nightmare.
Gloria a las plagas! Gloria a las plagas!
While Leon was not having enough torture, I felt like it would be better if I made things harder than they already were. Because apparently, I have not learned anything. In this challenge, we will be attempting the Trifecta, 3 achievements simultaneously in one playthrough. We will die multiple times, and I want to be transparent about that upfront. Following my successful navigation of the nightmare mode in our previous session, I cultivated a thin layer of optimism that I could finalize this vacation schedule before the werewolf transformation formally commenced. Our primary objective is the minimalist achievement restricting Leon Student Kennedy to a knife and handgun curriculum for 16 chapters of pure suffering. I will be using the Sentinel-9 DLC handgun. Yes, I know how that sounds, but it is categorized as a handgun, not a bonus weapon, which means it falls within the rules. The Red 9, available in Chapter 4, one of the best handguns in the game, still makes everything worse, but it does the job. 3 items: knife, Sentinel-9, Red 9. Our second achievement is Silent Stranger. The merchant and I have a history, a friendship, built on mutual respect and shared commercial interests across every previous playthrough. And I'm going to ignore him every single time. I'm also praying he does not turn into a mob in near chapters to hunt us down because of this personal situation. Our final achievement is Fragilist, no healing items for the entire game. Leon had looked at this requirement and felt confident about it. Leon feels sexy about himself. Leon believes he simply will not get hit.
What the fuck?
So we should not be taking any damage, and that already sounds like brutal. And there is one more thing we forgot: professional difficulty. I already completed professional in my previous video where I beat the nightmare mode, so technically the peerless agent achievement is already done. But this does not mean we are not playing on professional, because why would I make things easier for myself at this stage? Leon Student Kennedy arrived in rural Spain looking for a place to stay for the night, a reasonable request, a standard tourist need, and found a local homeowner who had developed a very specific opinion about students and was expressing it by carving his own school open, which Leon interpreted as a regional greeting.
Damn it! Ah! Oh my god, I don't even have ammo anymore.
After my first reset courtesy of the local homeowner, I managed this time to avoid the damage, reached the save point and made my way to the village, a location I was already familiar with from previous experience and which I knew had the specific potential to turn a person into something they did not want to become.
No! Oh shit! Excuse me! Oh, that was going good.
But the village was not the surprise. The surprise was Jack Baker.
Huh?
Did he follow Leon all the way down here from Louisiana? Dude was able to even afford ticket flights at this point for his garage.
Welcome to the family, son.
Fighting through the village with only a handgun felt exactly like what it was. A student on vacation who had wandered into something that the travel brochure had chosen not to mention, and who was now trying to resolve the situation with one tool he had brought to a holiday destination. Because Leon Student Kennedy considers a handgun standard language.
This way, this way, this way! Ah, fuck!
Moving without taking damage was almost impossible, partly because professional difficulty had removed any margin for error, partly because the RNG had decided that this particular playthrough deserved special attention. The strategy that actually worked was movement, knowing exactly when to run, when to turn, when to get the roof and kick the ladders down before the locals could follow, creating just enough distance and just enough time for the bell to ring and for the village to collectively decide that the tourist had survived long enough. Finally, bell rang.
Yes! Ah, fuck! God damn!
Leon Student Kennedy dusted himself off, assessed the damage, and prepared for whatever the brochure had waiting in the next section of the authentic local experience. After finishing the village, we made our way to the farm, and the villagers here had developed a specific energy of people who had been waiting for a tourist to arrive and who had prepared accordingly. They also had the specific urge to kill me and feed their pigs. Dogs, since they have more teeth. Each hit felt like a betrayal as Chapter 1's farm area stalled our progress, forcing resets and screaming fits that felt like medical emergencies. After 5 resets, the villagers finally lost interest in following Leon across the entire farm, which was either good RNG or the locals deciding that the tourist had suffered enough. While the situation had become so deliberately personal that I started considering handing my badge to the villagers. Thankfully, breaking boxes in the back had been hiding ammo that the RNG had kept secret until the last possible moment, and without resetting, we rescued Luis, our local guide. And just as things were looking up, Mendez showed up and injected us with bug juice to formally register his opinion about his tourists and put a temporary stop to the trip, and finally closed up the Chapter 1. Starting Chapter 2, our local guide Luis had apparently decided he had somewhere more important to be and left without elaborating. The locals had taken Leon's handgun away, which left Student Kennedy with only a knife in rural Spain.
Oh, fuck! Oh my...
After a couple of tries, we got the handgun back and made our way forward, and that is when we saw him.
Stranger. Ooh, what you buying? I've got stuff and it's yours. You've got the cash. Stranger. Stranger. I'll remember that.
That was heartbreaking for sure. While for the merchant that first encounter had been heartbreaking, for Leon, the most emotionally damaging moment was the next area where I fought through everything just to get one key to open one door to move forward. It looks like a simple task, something that should not have required the level of suffering, but the handgun ammo situation had developed its own personality by this point, and that personality was not supportive, and every enemy was taking more rounds that felt scientifically justifiable.
Or would you die? Oh shit! What the fuck?
I also could feel the merchant was watching me and giggling under that mask. I could feel him laughing at my situation. Reset after reset, the area was dismantling whatever confidence Chapter 1 had left behind, and I was approaching the specific point where the brain stops generating solutions and starts generating reasons to close the game permanently.
Oh, motherfucker! Oh, fucking asshole! Why don't you fucking die? Motherfucker!
The solution I found here was elegant in the way that solutions only are when someone else figured them out first. Shoot the barrel in front of the house, gather every local in the vicinity. Find the one carrying the bomb, shoot him, and let the resulting explosion handle the conversation on Leon's behalf. Which created a little breathing room, but that hope was disappeared faster than anything. After 2 hours of reset, something finally clicked. Getting inside the house and shooting from the window gave just enough distance and just enough control to finish the massacre without taking damage. Grabbing the emblem and opening the gate, I bounced from there like a student who was late for their exam. Along the way, Jake Baker showed up again to get his revenge, but he could not get from the village. Well, honestly, I just ran past him while he was caught in one of the bear traps and made it to the villa. Wait, who the hell is farting again? After getting the key, Mendez showed up again to reinforce the opinion about the tourist situation. Someone, though, mysteriously saved Leon out before things got terminal, and Chapter 2 was done. Outside, we heard a wolf caught in a bear trap, and Leon, being a generous student, saved him. Because after everything the RNG had refused to provide in Chapter 2, a wolf felt like exactly the kind of resource worth keeping.
You gotta be kidding me! Gotta fix everything myself.
Moving back through the village, I already knew the dogs were coming, but from my previous playthrough, I remembered something useful. Turn right immediately and jump into the well, which sounds like a decision a person makes when they have run out better options, but which was actually the correct strategy and which worked exactly as intended.
Stranger! You're back! I've been thinking about last time. You walked past me. I had ammo right here. Handgun rounds, your favorite. I also had a weapon upgrade that would have made Chapter 2 significantly more manageable. I'll be at the next location. I'm always at the next location.
After another breakup with the merchant, we made our way to the church to rescue Ashley, only to discover that the church did not actually have the key to get inside.
Bingo.
I feel like someone is watching me, man. At least the detour had given Leon enough ammo to spend on the locals along the way. Not because it was strictly necessary, but because getting hit anywhere near a save point after everything Chapter 2 had cost us felt like a personal insult that the handgun needed to address immediately, and which Leon addressed accordingly, without apology. A couple of locals spared along the route, 2 dogs handled before they could handle Leon first. And we finally reached a location that felt marginally safer than everywhere we had just been.
Ha! Stranger, shooting range is open. Free to use, no purchase necessary. Technically not a transaction.
Leon stood there for a very long time doing the mathematical and ethical calculation of whether using the shooting range consisted of merchant contact under the terms of Sign a Stranger achievement, and what the achievement council would say about this specific situation, and whether the achievement council existed and whether it would appeal to them if it did. I'm sorry, merchant. Next time, man. Next time. This was getting genuinely emotional at this point, because standing in front of a shooting range that could have improved ammo drops while running on near empty was the kind of situation that makes a person reconsider every decision that led to this moment. Our next goal was the fuel for the boat, a mission that felt like it was going to be significantly more traumatic than the brochure suggested. My instincts were already screaming, and in this region, those are the only signals you can trust. Every single bullet I spent on villagers along the path felt like watching my entire semester's tuition vanish before the first Friday. Running and ladders became the strategy. Wait for the locals to climb, shoot them at the top before they could reach Leon, which worked until the ammo ran out. But yeah, this was not the only thing that was keeping me away from proceeding.
What the fuck?
After a couple of resets and taking every second of time, the section with Olo finally got the feel. That logo had apparently not received the memo about the vacation, and what emerged from that lake was a specific reason Rule of Spain has a 0 rating in my personal travel journal, and I want to be very transparent that throwing harpoons at something that size from a boat on professional difficulty is not an experience I would recommend to anyone, including people I do not like. Every wave, every pool, every moment the creature decided to drag the boat somewhere Leon had not agreed to go personal. Every single one of them personal. We survived and closed out the chapter. Start of chapter 4 and my body had already started trembling, which should not be possible for a challenge that does not have permadeath, and yet here we were. Las Plagas, the catastrophic bastards. These things take more ammo than a person can physically carry in their entire lifetime, and they had arrived exactly the point in the challenge where the ammo situation was already a crisis. It was just getting more personal. I could somehow still feel him laughing. After moving through, we needed the key for the church, and for that, we needed 2 heads to be able to unlock it from its place. That was when I decided it was time to get the red 9, and I got it. I was still not happy. Student Kennedy was surrounded by maniacs in the middle of playing with Las Plagas on professional difficulty, and the red 9 was better, but rural Spain did not care about the red 9 and had never once cared about anything Leon brought to this vacation. Getting the first head from the empty house felt genuinely generous, but the second head was in location that locals were protected, with the specific energy of students guarding exam cheats. The strategy was practical, shooting enemies using the boat harpoon what needed harpooning until the ammo ran out, which it did, and RNG looked at the situation and dropped more money, and more freaking money, just more goddamn money.
We just need money.
I want to be transparent that at this specific moment I consider starting a massacre around the globe, not in rural Spain specifically, just generally as a concept. After securing the second head though, I went to get the key and save the game, and there was the time for our first boss fight with the merchant, the big fat guy. Oh shit. With the ammo I had, it was nearly impossible to make this work, but I gave it a chance anyway. Oh shit! The only play left was the houses, hiding from the troll while searching for handgun ammo. And this time, the game felt generous and handed over enough to actually attempt the fight. The RNG being what is meant, every reset rolled something different. Sometimes ammo, sometimes money. Shooting at his head fast enough was not enough because nothing had been upgraded. The merchant band meant the red 9 was the strongest thing Leon had, and it was facing something enormous in a space that was nowhere near big enough for both of them. Which meant taking damage was less possibility and more a guarantee.
Oh shit! Fuck! Oh my god! What the fuck?
Resets here were countless. One more.
Oh shit!
And once more. And one more. It genuinely started to feel like this boss fight was unbeatable, and that the Trifecta had found its wall, and that student Kennedy was simply not going to leave this room. And that was exactly when my therapist called. You know what? Right on time, actually.
I was in the area. Thought I'd check in.
The troll.
The troll.
It grabbed me again.
How many times now?
I stopped counting around attempt 11 for my own protection.
That seems healthy.
It was the opposite of healthy. I just couldn't watch the number anymore.
And the wolf?
The wolf showed up. The wolf I saved. Yeah, in chapter 2.
That's nice.
The wolf watched me get grabbed.
Oh,
The wolf did nothing.
I'm sure the wolf had its reasons.
The wolf had one job.
Have you tried the small room on the left? Better angle on the head.
Wait, what small room?
I looked it up before calling. I figured you need it.
You looked up a Resident Evil boss fight strategy?
For you, yes.
I genuinely did not know what the therapist meant at this point because the mind was already gone for this fight. but something in me refused to give up. And 25 resets later, the aiming had improved and we warmed up enough that the small weak point on the back of his neck stopped feeling impossible and started feeling merely terrible. This time the wolf actually helped a little, distracting him just enough to avoid the worst of his attacks, and the troll finally went down. While I was happy finishing the boss fight, the worst part for this game was yet to come. After cleaning out the place, it was time to rescue Ashley. But here's the thing, we have come here to enjoy this vacation as a student, not to babysit someone, am I right?
Finally. Do you know how long I've been standing here?
I just fought a troll.
I've been here for like an hour. In these shoes?
There is a cult trying to sacrifice you.
Can we go? I'm cold. Also hungry. Also, this place smells.
We're in the middle of...
Are you even listening to me right now?
After having an argument with babysitting Ashley, we closed out the chapter and moved on to chapter 5. It was time to join the party outside with locals. The locals were apparently more interested in Ashley than in Leon, grabbing her constantly, and since she moved at the speed of someone with no urgency whatsoever, I was already feeling the shape of this entire challenge. Ashley remained committed to being slow while I was trying to get us out without wasting ammo on locals. But on the second try, I managed to block the locals from grabbing her while she ran to me, which finally worked, and we made farm area. The farm was mostly just running past locals to reach the cabin, where, perfect timing, our guide Louis appeared, the one who had agreed to explain what the hell was going on in this place and had then vanished for the 2 entire chapters without a word. And before I go any further, I want to tell you all something. This part of the game sucks. Like, genuinely. Fucking sucks. The space is tight. Enemies do not stop coming. And somewhere in the middle of this section, I turned into a werewolf.
Huh. I'm getting stuck!
It was true, I was getting better at blocking. Locals throwing axes at a student should genuinely be illegal, and I plan to file a formal complaint about this moment, and anyone in this country agrees to listen.
Oh shit! Ah!
But they were also getting better at wasting my ammo and hitting with everything they had. And Louis, our guide, was turning out to be 1-star guide at best, telling me things I already knew, which was bringing the werewolf transformation significantly closer.
Shit!
I genuinely spent the entire day trying to figure out how to get through this section without taking damage, and the ammo I had was nowhere near enough to clear the cabin. Jumping up to the 2nd floor, coming back down, repositioning, wearing my sexy suit maybe, I could get the locals to believe me I am woman, but yeah, that did not work. And at some point, I remember something from a previous video and decided this was the moment to bring it back. The dodge and jump mode. This mode helped me to pass this section in the previous video. I thought maybe it would help me here too. I mean, almost.
Oh fuck! Oh shit! No 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 no!
After all those resets, I still could not figure out how to pass this fucking section.
So, the cabin?
32.
You mean 32 resets?
With Louis, yeah.
How is Louis holding up?
Louis is fine. I'm the one who keeps dying.
Oh,
Louis just stands there watching me die over and over.
that sounds difficult for Louis.
It's difficult for me!
Have you considered using a trainer?
I'm sorry, what the fuck? Hey, did you hear that?
Hear what?
He's here.
Who's here?
Trans, of course.
I don't know who that is.
He knows who he is. You have a license. Someone looked at your credentials and decided you should help people, and the first thing you do is say trainer.
I really don't think...
He's already recording.
Recording what?
Everything.
There are breathing exercises. Same time tomorrow.
I need an earlier slot, and check the room for cameras first. I had dedicated an entire day of my life to this specific nightmare. standing in place and waiting for Ashley to interact with a single door. It was a situation that felt scientifically designed to cause a werewolf transformation. Because my handgun ammo had reached a level of scarcity that I can only describe as a crisis, and the knife was holding on by a thread. I had to master the art of kicking ladders and abuse the dodge mechanic like my sanity depended on it. After more resets than any person should have to disclose to their therapist, Ashley finally decided the door was worth our time, and we managed to crawl out the chapter before Leon completely ran out of resources and I ran out of patience. Advancing into chapter 6 felt like genuine progress, but the reality was starting to settle in. Every time Leon survives a section, the game looks at his success and decides to make the next chapter even more biologically and mentally impossible. And just as I was beginning to process what this meant for our student on vacation, I was immediately visited by the realization that beginning this chapter with such a pathetic ammo supply was a decision I was going to regret.
Ha! Stranger! You're standing right in front of me. I can see you breathing. There's nothing up there, stranger. It's a ceiling. This is genuinely the worst business relationship I have ever had. Fine, fine, be like that.
Moving forward before the brain could process the gravity of the situation, I discovered that student Kennedy was already completely out of ammo and was being physically corrected by the locals. The handgun rounds had vanished to such a degree that continuing this trip had become scientifically impossible, and since the RNG had clearly decided we were no longer on speaking terms, I'm introducing the enemy item drop modifier. This mod encourages the locals to relinquish ammo for whatever tool Leon is currently clutching, sometimes offering 50 rounds, sometimes 10, and occasionally still delivering money or a knife just to keep things personal. But it was the only way to prevent this challenge from collapsing entirely. Once I purged the region, we committed our progress to save system for what felt like the first time in eternity. To advance, we encountered the kind of chaotic social gathering typically reserved for university campuses. Except, the local attendees were not fellow students. They were chainsaw-wielding enthusiasts who had developed a very specific and violent opinion about our presence.
No, 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 no. You cannot hit me. No, no. Fuck!
I don't know what the that was.
You're there. No! Let me go, let me go, let me go, let me go! What the fuck? I couldn't even have a chance to run!
While the Chainsaw Sisters pursued me with the specific focused energy of professors who had caught me cheating on a final exam, I introduce you. No, it's not a mod this time, I promise. The art of the cheese, which is honestly the most sophisticated tool available in rural Spain. If you positioned yourself near the entrance while Ashley remained tucked away, the locals would eventually lose interest and retreat instead of pursuing us. Though the ammo crisis remained so severe, the actual solution involved a cycle of resets, praying for the RNG to deliver enough handgun rounds until the game finally cooperated, allowing me peacefully dismantle the sisters and enjoy the specific relief of passing a final with a solid 69 C negative.
Took you long enough.
I was being chased by the chainsaws.
I was being patient.
You were in a cabinet.
A very small cabinet, Leon. Do you know what that's like?
I genuinely do not have the capacity to imagine that right now.
Did you bring snacks this time?
We are in the middle of a chainsaw massacre.
That's not a no.
Advancing through the next area was only possible because the dodge and run mode provided the specific agility needed to weave past hostiles and escape Mendes before he could formally terminate our trip. The confrontation with Mendes was the precise moment where the Trifecta almost claimed my sanity, leaving me to contemplate whether rural Spain was a destination I should just abandon forever. The village chief was moving with a speed that felt scientifically impossible.
Oh, what the fuck? Ah, come on! God damn it!
I owe a debt of a gratitude to obsolete goat, Zero, who braved this nightmare before me. His strategy involved a sophisticated dance between floors that exploited Mendez's sluggish gait, providing just enough time to target his skull. However, the sheer volume of health this man possessed was genuinely offensive, making every handgun round feel like it was being absorbed by a sponge that had developed a personal grudge against progress. I recognized that mastering the boss fight and its specific patterns required a time investment I hadn't initially budgeted for, and I committed to that practice until I could finally reach the second phase through. Though even that progress wasn't enough to prevent the werewolf transformation from taking hold.
What the fuck?
Oh, God damn it!
I had to reset again and again, once more and one more.
So,
Mendez.
Mendes,
He's fast.
how fast?
I don't know, I've never seen him coming.
Not once.
Not once, he's just there and then I'm not.
And the werewolf thing?
Happened again, of course.
Can you describe it this time?
I'd rather not.
It might help to talk about it.
It will not help.
I'm just saying as
I bit through my gaming mouse, okay? That's where we are.
you bit through a gaming mouse?
A wireless mouse, yeah, with my teeth.
Do you need a new mouse?
No, I need Mendez to stop grabbing me. Ugh.
Right. Of course. Same time tomorrow.
I might need to move in. Even with dodge mode providing a thin layer of protection, avoiding his violent outbursts felt scientifically impossible. But this specific brand of trauma eventually revealed a secret that Brochure had conventionally omitted.
Still go up. Still go up? Up. Wait. I didn't know I could go up!
Following an endless cycle of resets, intense perspiration, and mastering the art of avoiding his personal brand of violence with the dodge mode, I finally managed to put him down. That specific moment felt like a genuine win, but it also made me want to hurl myself into the nearest burning building and terminate this nightmare once and for all.
Today's my lucky day.
Can someone stop watching me, please? Whomever does stop, dude or lady, whatever. Finally, putting a bullet in the previous section and stumbling into chapter 7 felt like a miracle, and I genuinely started believing the trifecta was possible. Kicking off chapter 7 and immediately finding a save point, it was finally time to head toward the castle. The location where the Atlantic College experience apparently moves indoors. But our first surprise involved locals with mouths large enough to swallow a student whole. These biological disasters were absorbing my handgun rounds like dedicated sponges. Oh, sorry. I endured a cycle of resets that would have concerned a medical professional until the game finally decided I deserved to accumulate enough handgun rounds to continue this vacation. The sophisticated strategy I eventually developed for the catapult section involved the high-level academic use of ladders, standing in specific spot where the locals apparently cannot do math, and targeting the explosive barrels placed next to their catapults to dismantle the entire operation. Is that everything? Yes.
I must say, she gave us a considerable amount of trouble.
Seems like you are in trouble, Ramon.
Upon entering the castle, Ramon and his children provided a formal greeting, the kind of welcoming committee that makes a student wish they had stayed in the dorms. I dismantled the local welcoming committee with the focused energy of student finishing a final exam, physically removing them from the castle premises whenever necessary, and that is when we encountered him.
Oh shit! No! Fuck.
The Gyrodor naturally was delighted to spend the afternoon attempting slicing student Kennedy into pieces, and the only path forward involved abusing the dodge mode until my stamina was a distant memory. Thankfully, even on professional difficulty, the local blind enthusiasts possessed a quantity of health that felt scientifically fair. Ascending further into the castle, we were formally notified that Ramon had created a flawless college student experience for us to endure over the next few hours.
Hello, want to play a game?
A schedule designed specifically for our personal suffering. This led to yet another ammo crisis where the RNG began its traditional routine of deceptive behavior, allowing me to apply even more salt to an already significant wound.
Oh shit! I'm one person! What? What the Oh no! Not me! Oh, Sarah. Oh my god! Oh.
I know what will solve the problem here. Apparently, my sophisticated tactical maneuvering had failed to resolve the situation, as the locals continued to express their personal grievances by hurling axes at Student Kennedy with the focused energy of lifelong grudge. This specific section wasn't scientifically impossible, but it was a grueling investment of time. And by time consuming, I mean I was forced to continuously abuse the door cheese. The next objective required retrieving the Hello Wheel from the lower levels, a task that involved young Student Kennedy depleting his gun supply on every single hostile encountered along the route. Every time I formally registered the complaint about the ammunition crisis, the RNG responded with its traditional deceptive behavior, providing exclusively more money instead of the rounds I actually required.
Fuck! You fucking fuck!
After purging the local welcoming committee, the vacation schedule required us to raise the bridge with Ashley's assistance, a task that felt scientifically impossible with the approximately 20 rounds remaining in my possession. While the assholes attempting to snatch Ashley were manageable, requiring only a few bullets each, the hostiles approaching our personal space were the genuine crisis.
I'm trying! Shit! Fuck! Oh! God damn it! Ah! Fuck!
And as a reminder, I just mastered a resource mode to prevent this exact disaster. Reinstalling the mode did not help me here, but eventually got myself to a bug where a funny moment happened.
Maybe. Oh, what the fuck? How the fuck am I still alive? What is what the fuck? What? I'm stuck! It's stuck!
And the strategy I eventually formulated for this section involved tactical retreat from the front line to the rear of these stairs. From here, I could target the hostiles attempting to snatch Ashley while dismantling anyone approaching Student Kennedy from the other side. But eventually, we crawled out there with the thin layer of dignity and patience I had left.
I'm just saying, if this is what the trip is going to be like,
Put the knife down.
I'm just holding it.
Ashley.
I'm simply exploring my options, Leon.
Those are not options.
The locals seem very passionate about this place. Maybe I should just...
Ashley!
Okay. Can I at least keep the knife?
No.
For protection.
From what?
You mostly.
Get out of here. Starting chapter 8 and each chapter moving forward, I was sweating more, but seeing the merchant in its place somehow was still giving me a smile.
Stop looking at me like that, stranger. Buy something.
Advancing through the castle required retrieving the red lantern from the red zealot himself, a task that involved young Student Kennedy depleting approximately 35 handgun freaking rounds just to formally register his opinion about this guy's presence.
Oh fuck. Oh my god! You fucking asshole!
This process genuinely sucks, because these catastrophic bastards were physically committed to chasing me across the entire floor to remove my skull.
Oh my god. You got a goddamn aim, bro. Oh.
The strategy involved abusing the dodge and run mode with extreme precision. I finally managed to physically correct his behavior. Committing that mess to the save system didn't actually solve the handgun ammo crisis, but the brochure had one more academic surprise waiting. Formal appearance from our mysterious lady. It turns out she was Ada Wong this entire time, and she left high school early just to meet Leon student Kennedy right here at this castle for some reason.
You look terrible.
I've been in Spain for 8 chapters.
I know. I've been watching.
You've been watching.
You saved a wolf in chapter 2.
That's not the part I needed help with.
The troll section was concerning.
Ada!
I have to go. Leon, don't use the merchant.
I know, that's the challenge. We didn't waste any more time, physically corrected the puzzle and bounced from there before anything could get any worse.
Oh, I cannot! The fuck?
After putting some distance between Leon and the misery to dismantle both the spider and the hostiles being biologically abused, we attempt to cross the bridge with the remains of my sanity. Ramon had created yet another academic social gathering specifically for our suffering, and I was genuinely impatient to see what the brochure had waiting for us. With the quantity of handgun rounds I was clutching, I intended to weave past the local welcoming enemies, but the spiders were moving with a speed that felt scientifically impossible, and they physically corrected my progress immediately. There was no other option but to kill them individually, and thankfully the RNG decided to be marginally honest with me for once. Finally getting through the local welcoming enemies and stumbling out of here, I was formally introduced to the next academic disaster.
Oh fuck! Come on!
This section was a scientific catastrophe for my sanity. The real crisis involved the enemies on the roof who arrived specifically to grab and kiss me on the neck.
Oh no shit! Oh god damn it! Oh, I hate this place! Fuck! Great, yeah.
Fuck me.
Ha! Stranger, back again. That's the 11th time you've saved here. I have a shotgun, stranger, right here. It would end this section in about 10 seconds. Okay, fine. Good luck again for the 11th time. 12th, probably.
Following an agonizing cycle of resets and wasted hours, I finally physically corrected those arrow shooting enthusiasts on the roof. Thankfully, I was lucky this time. I finally managed to escape and formally terminate the troll's personal brand of violence. I retrieved Ashley and concluded the chapter. Advancing into chapter 9, the curriculum reminded me of previous disaster known as Nightmare Mode. Where this section was a scientific catastrophe, it remained a disaster.
Stay still. Oh fucking fuck!
But Ashley decided to formally contribute to the vacation schedule by acting as a primary distraction. Physically correcting the hostiles from the rear, my handgun ammo supply felt almost scientifically sufficient for once. Upon reaching the main hall where the merchant had established his latest commercial outpost, I was fully aware that student Kennedy was restricted to his handgun. A few tokens might allow me to acquire some charms for our personal use. Ashley, is that you? You look different. Okay, you don't have to talk about it. Ashley, personal space. Ashley! The main hall had created yet another academic disaster where the art of the cheese was the only tool available for me. But the brochure had omitted the 5-star experience of using hand grenades to prevent the local welcoming assholes from lowering the bridge. Instead, student Kennedy was forced to navigate this catastrophe the traditional way, physically removing every single hostile to secure the gold head.
Oh fucking
Every single time the local welcoming committee attempted to snatch Ashley, I physically corrected the situation by shooting her instead. Following a cycle of resets, I finally managed to dismantle every hostile and retrieve the goat head, which led to an authentic local dinner experience with Ashley before we secured the snake head and officially prepared for the final academic disaster involving the lion head.
Ew.
Securing the lion head involved a formal confrontation with the armaduras that was anything but a 5-star experience. The genuine crisis was the length of their swords, a scientific catastrophe for my personal space. But Ashley actually contributed to brochure requirements by throwing blue lights with the focused energy of someone who actually wanted to survive for the first time. And in my third attempt, I was finally able to get the lion head. Securing the lion head should have been the end of it, but the locals had developed a very specific and violent opinion about Student Kennedy enjoying his vacation and arrived to snatch Ashley before the brain could even register the failure. Thanks to dodge and run mode, I was able to move here fast and not get hit, which on professional difficulty would have resulted in immediate academic failure. But just as we returned to Leon, the brochure had one more surprise waiting, and we officially lost Ashley once more, and I'm honestly done with Ashley.
Did you just middle finger me?
Hey fellas, let's not fight, eh?
Kicking off chapter 9 while stressed about my current standing, I navigated toward the ballroom. Witnessing a smaller insect population than in the last challenge felt like a slice of heaven, rather than a reason to regret my life choices. Despite the RNG still playing games with me, I possessed sufficient ammunition to exterminate every one of Ramon's special pet bugs. However, clearing them only led me to the next zone, the exact side of nightmare that has been haunting my sleep for an entire night. Oh fuck!
Why don't you just kill me already? What the fuck?
While locals were busy trying to make Student Kennedy regret ever showing up for his exam, 2 Gyarados in this room became the reason I reset more times than in the previous 9 chapters combined. It was absolute suffering, and I genuinely considered walking away from the challenge because trying to take down these bullet sponges with nothing but handguns felt impossible.
Shit. What the fuck? What the fuck? Fucking act.
Prize, motherfucker!
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you!
The only path forward was the test of pure patience and relentless repetition. After an entire day dedicated to the grind, I finally managed to kill both Gyarados. From there, I advanced to witness Ramon's little circus act before being tossed into the depths of the well. That was my cue to ignore every engagement and just bolt past everything, and yeah, I took it. Confronting Vertigo felt like facing the most impossible question on a final exam. But I managed to cultivate a highly effective strategy for this encounter. By continuously circling this central area, you can avoid his attacks. I simply waited for the elevator to arrive and made a desperate run for it. This approach allowed me to bypass him entirely and successfully escape.
Where the hell have you been?
Around.
Around where?
I have information about Sadler.
Okay.
And I'm staying this time.
What? You left in chapter 2 without saying anything.
This is different.
You vanished for 9 chapters.
I had things to handle.
What things?
Leon, I am here now.
After that quick chat with Louis, it was time to host a little party for 2 chainsaw-wielding enthusiasts. As if Student Kennedy didn't have enough on his plate, it was apparently the perfect time to dial up the suffering. My handgun ammo was technically sufficient, but that wasn't the real issue. The objective was clear. Secure the explosives and evacuate the area immediately. Unfortunately though, the locals seem to have developed a crush on Leon, because they just can't stop trying to grab me.
The bomb, the bomb! No, not me! Fuck you!
Once the explosives were secured and we made our getaway, it was time for a double date with the twins. Two massive ass giants determined to crush us into oblivion. Luis and I performed a delicate dance around them like a cute couple while getting absolutely crushed.
Shut the fuck up!
Leon, language!
This game genuinely hates me.
Oh, come on, come on, come on! What? Why? What? What the? What the?
After a fresh start on a new day and more deaths than I care to admit, I finally dropped the first giant on schedule. Shooting the second one in the back finished the job, and it was time to hop on a roller coaster with Luis. Thankfully, the coaster didn't pose too many issues since we had unlimited ammo. We cruised through with flying colors and medals. After hunting down Ramon's pet bugs one by one, we reached the save point. It was finally time for a knife-to-knife conversation with Wait, who the hell is this? It looks like Krauser found enough time to do some cosplay, tricking Ashley so he could kidnap her and have a good time without me involving myself. But Krauser had other plans, namely, making sure we didn't draw another breath. After Vergil, Krauser murdered our guide Luis out of pure greed. He invited me to a personal session of losing my sanity. As a student, my knife skills were basically non-existent, but getting carved up by Krauser every 60 seconds forced me to learn his patterns at high speed.
Oh shit, come on,
Despite my hands getting faster, I still spent the afternoon getting sliced and diced over and over again. The man just wouldn't stop killing me. At this point, I was considering giving some raise to my therapist.
So, Krauser,
He killed Luis.
I'm sorry.
Luis stayed the whole chapter, first time ever, and Krauser killed him!
That does sound...
Out of pure greed.
How are you feeling about that?
I am feeling like Krauser killed Luis.
We should process.
Also, he dressed as Vergil.
Who is Vergil?
Devil May Cry, long coat, very serious about himself.
Have you considered...
If you say trainer again, I will end the session permanently.
I was going to say, have you considered that getting carved up repeatedly is actually improving your knife skills?
Kinda. Luis is still dead.
Right. Same time tomorrow?
I've already booked. Through the cycle of endless deaths, I finally found the rhythm. Parry the strike, then aim straight for the head to maximize the damage. After enduring a symphony of pain and miraculously avoiding a full werewolf meltdown, I finally pushed through.
Come on! Yes! Ah, I made it!
But the victory was bittersweet. After mourning our guide Luis one last time, it was time to face the true architect of my misery, the Clock Tower. The Clock Tower is the exact place where I previously considered giving up around chapter 5. And honestly, the feeling is mutual this time around. Thanks to Ramon's endless clownish activities, this section was an absolute disaster to navigate. My best decision was employing the art of the cheese at the bottom and eliminating every single enemy and saving immediately, but my ammunition situation remained a complete handicap and a total disaster. Upon reaching the summit, we had to ride the elevator to the top of the building to reach the heaven. I call it heaven because surviving this place feels like ascending to paradise instead of descending into a hell, even though we were already in hell anyways. Activating the mechanism as quickly as possible was helpful for killing the Red Zealot on demand before he could start his Las Plagas bullshit. However, the real key to survival was memorizing which enemies were coming and from where. Killing every local was simply not possible, but we had to prevent them from jumping onto the lift, since it can apparently only carry up to 200 pounds for some godforsaken reason.
3 people again! Ah!
Sorry, lift's taken.
Fuck, stop fucking hugging me! Shit! Fuck!
What am I even doing with my life? Every hit from the locals felt like it was sending me into an early retirement from this challenge. But as I mentioned back in chapter 2, which was 10 chapters ago, but still, I refused to give up. After all those deaths, I finally knew where the enemies were coming from. Timing my shots to blow up barrels before they could jump was the biggest problem solver. Upon reaching the second red zealot, the goal was specifically not to shoot him. If we do, he moves upstairs to spawn more Las Plagas and erase us from existence. Instead, I focused exclusively on the ones trying to board the lift, pushing every jumping enemy off with exploding barrels with leaving the zealot untouched. And just like that, I was at the top. For the coming part though, I was not so sure of myself. The reason is because Salazar himself was literally fucked in the head. To kill him, I calculated I needed at least 300 handgun ammos to make it out alive. Or at least try to. Attempting this boss fight alone with only 50 handgun ammo in my pockets was a death sentence. So I did what everyone would have thunk. I started the entire chapter 12 from the beginning. Restarting chapter 12 from scratch was an agonizing choice that made me question my own sanity, but with only 50 rounds in my pocket, facing Salazar was a guaranteed death sentence. So I backtracked through the entire area. I killed every enemy I had previously bypassed and smashed every crate I had left behind. Eventually scavenging roughly 270 rounds just to give me a fighting chance. After dragging myself through the absolute nightmare of the clock tower one more, I was finally ready to stand my ground against Salazar. Or at least, that was the plan.
Oh fuck! You asshole! I was getting there! Sorry. Oh! What the fuck?
Oh my. I wasn't sure if I was there to teach Salazar a lesson, or if he was there to give me dancing lessons to grudge he held meant I'd spend the entire day regretting that I ever started this challenge. Thanks to dodge mode, I was able to avoid most of his attacks, and the central pillar served as our only protection against his black milk juice attacks. The sheer volume of Salazar's health was enormous, more than any other enemy combined. To the point where I started to think this challenge was actually impossible. He had at least 3 phases where his movements and attacks grew progressively faster, making it incredibly difficult to block him effectively. While he was dropping his favorite pimple balloons all over the arena, it became a struggle to focus on him and avoid those hazards without taking damage. The only way to inflict significant damage was to use our red 9 on his eye area and then use the knife every time he dropped. At this point of the game, I was starting to lose all the emotions I had in earlier chapters. I think I was dead around 26 times, where I lost count. I was just not able to pass this area. I'm sorry, resetters. This is the end here.
Hold on.
What?
Hold on.
The credits were rolling.
I saw.
I'm done. It's over. I had accepted it.
You have not accepted it.
I had emotionally accepted it.
You called me before this credits finished.
The credit sequence takes a while.
How much health does Salazar have left?
That's not the point.
How much?
A lot. Still a lot.
And the ice strategy, is it working?
When I don't die immediately, yes.
So it works.
When I don't die.
Reset. Listen. You saved the wolf in chapter 2.
What does have to do with...
You fought a troll 25 times. You bit through a wireless controller with your teeth.
That was one time.
You're not ending this challenge on Salazar.
He's small though.
I know.
He has so much health for how small he is.
I know.
It's not proportional.
It really isn't.
I was on the verge of quitting, but I forced myself to keep pushing. I felt like I was losing my mind, but after 40 minutes of relentless repetition, dumping every round I had and leaning heavily on the dodge mode, I finally took him down.
Oh, fuck!
By the time it was over, I was physically and mentally drained. Starting chapter 13 and seeing merchants waiting there and looking our pockets while they were empty already started my heart popping out of my chest.
Welcome
No, not right this moment. Beginning of the chapter 13 was the enemy grind where I have to beg RNG to drop more ammo so I could have enough ammo to erase all the locals in the area. Since my powerful disguise did not either work in this area, I had to take my time with every single enemy, resetting and keeping my distance, the true art of the cheese. It was a slow process, but it was the only way. Finally reaching Ashley while distracted by exam questions. Wait, is he sleeping? Why are her eyes open?
Sorry!
Anyways, to get her out of here, we needed a level 3 security card, which meant diving deep into the lab to face off against those massive regenerators with big asses. Honestly, regenerators might be the worst enemies in the entire Resident Evil series, I'm not even lying. Since we didn't have the biosensor scope, and even if we did, it's not like we could attach it to a handgun. These guys were the primary reason I was cursing at my screen every single time. After securing the first key, we had to head to the freezer area to upgrade to level 2. The strategy I improvised involved shooting their legs out to drop them, creating a split second to move freely. Securing the level 3 keycard required us to spend our resources on a specific incubator to find the wrench. And the question was, which one held it? I managed to exploit a window, jumping back and forth to stay safe while dumping my ammo until the creature finally died. Getting that card wasn't easy, but on my second attempt, I grabbed it and bounced from there immediately to reunite with Ashley. Chapter 14 began with Ashley rejoining the team, and thankfully she wasn't grumbling about how long it took to rescue her this time.
Okay. Alright. Stop dancing like crazy, Ashley. Okay, just stop!
Our mission was to reach Luis's lab and neutralize the parasite, but first we had to survive a path of pure torture. After clearing out the locals outside, we pushed toward the waste disposal area. I handled the locals with ease before Ashley was snatched away, but now I was just sprinting past axe-throwing villagers to conserve ammo while waiting for her to catch up. After playing the game, who can do better with Ashley, but I was facing yet another massive handicap. This giant While that absolute nightmare of a creature was draining my entire ammo supply, I still had to take the time pick off the parasites inside it, including the ones tucked away in its head. I don't know, Capcom designs things this way. After finally dealing with that massive nuisance, we booked it out of there to restore the power. Thanks to my top tier running skills, I managed to sprint past the regenerators fast enough to get back to Ashley. The next phase of the torture was an area that made me genuinely regret the existence of this chapter. Since we were out of heavy explosives to weaken the wall, I figured maybe preparing the brickwork with my handgun would help. I let Ashley do the heavy lifting while I focused on my dodge skills. Shooting the wall eventually helped Ashley break through, and we escaped that area for the last time before I lost the rest of my sanity. Heading inside, Sadler welcomes us, insisting we obey his last plagas or face a red zealot that would make me fail my exam. I rejected the offer because I honestly don't know how to describe the feelings I have about what's coming next. Facing Vergil Krauser was easily one of the biggest hurdles of my life, especially since there are 0 saves between the start of the sequence and the actual boss arena. Unfortunately, trying to damage him with just a knife or a handgun was nearly impossible. While he jumped around during the wheel sequence, he wouldn't leave unless I dealt enough damage. So the best strategy was timing my shots to hit as arrowheads before he fired. Otherwise, it was just another death in Spain. After he disappears, we attempted to stop being sloppy and move forward with extreme caution. We reached an area where he resumed firing arrows, forcing us to crouch behind small brick walls to avoid taking damage. Moving to the next area made avoiding his feel mostly impossible. But double-clicking the C key while he tried to catch up was the only thing preventing me from being shredded. Well, almost. God damn it!
Hair, stranger.
Oh shit! Fuck! Oh my god.
Back already?
Ugh. Fuck!
That was fast.
Oh shit.
I didn't even get to finish my sentence that time.
It wasn't until I discovered that Capcom had actually hidden a save typewriter that I realized they were essentially cheating just to make us more suffer. Finding that save point was a literal lifesaver, finally sparing me from having to restart the entire sequence from the merchant every single time. By this point, my mind and my body were reaching their absolute limit, but I refused to quit. I began utilizing the environment to my advantage, shooting explosive traps to stagger him and leaning on the dodge mode to reduce incoming damage. Eventually, the initial confrontation reached its conclusion, only for Krauser to escalate his cosplay commitment by transforming into a blue devil. But there was a major complication. Krauser wouldn't give me an opening to shoot. I tried the tactic from previous video, using the dodge mode to trigger a 5-second time slow, providing him window to kick him, but for some reason he felt significantly more aggressive and resilient this time. It might have been because I was restricted to handgun. Things spiraled out of control no matter the strategy, leaving me stuck in yet another impossible boss encounter that stalled my progress entirely.
Fucking fuck.
I was running on empty emotionally, but a YouTube trick saved the day, offering a way to cheese the fight much like I did with Mendes. By baiting him at the ladder, Krauser would take a while to walk towards us, just long enough for me to gain a time advantage before he could strike. Repeating this cycle eventually tipped the scales in my favor. I got incredibly lucky during his jump attacks, somehow leaping to the second platform just before he landed. After 25 minutes of pure, unadulterated struggle, I finally took Vergil and Krauser down. In the end, he was the one who failed the cosplay contest, and I was the one who aced the exam. Entering chapter 15, my entire body was exhausted. Yet, I felt a rare sense of relief. This was my revenge chapter. It was the moment I could finally breathe, emerging from the chaos like a soldier returning from war. Thanks to Mike, things became much easier. I simply waited for him to clear out the locals while I picked them off one by one from the top of the ladder. I cleaned out every single enemy piece by piece. Assisting Mike with blowing up the machine gun and cheesing the locals from the gate felt so incredibly good. Moving forward, Sadler took down Mike with his pet insects because it seemed like he was envying us and wanting to kill us himself. But for some reason, he bounced from the place because he shit in his pants seeing Leon Student Kennedy making all the way here. After losing Mike, we made our way to the storage area, and here you can bypass the doors without waking up the regenerators. Just get the wheel and run straight for the door without touching the bags. After that, there was only one place left to reach Ashley. In this final area, I once again took my time, picking off each local one by one to clear the space before saving the game. For the first time, feeling generously free, and the weight of stress brought me quite a bit of happiness. I'm sure my therapist would agree.
Good job, reset.
After reaching Ashley one last time and seeing tired of seeing Sadler's face one more time, thanks to Ada's help, we retrieve Ashley from there and bounce to Lucy's lab to get the parasite out. 1 second, Ashley, let me check my Facebook. Notifications.
Leon!
Okay, I'm working on it. After healing Ashley, finally we closed out chapter 15. Starting chapter 16, it was finally time to end the trip with Sadler. Before starting the fight, I found a guide showing that cheese strategies work incredibly well in this game, especially for boss fights. We could apply the same strategy used for Mendes and Krauser here. If you jump down from the ladder and get up here, you have time to shoot his eyes and deal enough damage. Then, as he jumps, you climb back up the ladder to force the AI to jump back after you. While he was sending his special pet bugs, thankfully for them having 1 HP, they were easy to go down, shooting them one by one. Mid-fight, Sadler spits the black juice. We can avoid it by standing in this exact spot. After a few resets and a lot of repetition, we finally put him down. Granting him the holy body he desired and ending this nightmare once and for all. It seems Ada was watching over student Kennedy the whole time, but rescuing Ashley while stuck in the student curriculum was one of our toughest achievements yet. We finished student Kennedy's vacation, saved Ashley, and concluded the trip. Thanks for watching, RE4Rs. I appreciate all the love and support. Please hit subscribe and like the video. Make sure to stick around, by the way, because in the coming therapy sessions, the fists will be doing all the talking.
Good work.
Finally, you are here. We have a lot to talk about. Now listen.